Hi, so welcome to the upgrade. I'm Megan E. Poet. It's day 6 of the repeat of this quantum car upgrade. I've had two huge realizations and it just started to snow. Oh, the snow and me have a very beautiful relationship. Actually, I feel like I've had like 3 or 4 or 5 realizations in the last like 24 hours. So I finally did the Unkinked thing for the Successful Empath. So Unkinked is a program that I purchased from Andrew Crowder. And a beautiful morning with my sister-in-laws today. And I had the afternoon free. And I broke my no spending thing because I had to pick up eggs. So I also picked up milk and bananas and cereal and avocados for us to eat. And then I stopped at the thrift shop on the way back because I didn't bring my journal. I only brought my book. And I brought a journal so I can do the Unkinked thing. I took myself to a coffee shop and I sat and I did it. And I got so I did all of this, and every single box in here is a piece of content. That program is fantastic. I'm just gonna, every time I launch, I'm just gonna do that because now I am so, before I was like, yeah, like I'm excited, but like it was, my overwhelm was stopping me from doing it. Or the potential of overwhelm was stopping me from doing it. And then I did it. I'm like, now I'm like juiced up. I realized this morning that I'm the type of person, I don't ever offer information. If you ask, I'm an open book, but I don't talk about anything, like ever. I've been conditioned that quietness is a virtue and a value to me, especially in my family. Also realizing this morning that a lot of the times I don't offer information because my emotions, I will tend to get emotional because I'm in a safe space with my family, and I don't think my family can handle my emotions, mostly because I witness all of them not really being able to handle their own, or I feel like I'm making the assumption that they're at capacity. This is all my own shit. This has nothing to do with anybody else in my family, but it's just me recognizing where I'm stopping myself from being emotionally available or forthcoming to other people because I understand how large my emotions are, which is why I'm teaching the Successful Empath class. Is it so you're not affected by other people's shit? But there's a part of me that holds back so I don't affect other people because I understand that they're not protected, right? So I have this conditioning of that me being quiet and silent has more value in my family, but also knowing that like my emotions are very large and very, very powerful and very, very affecting for people that are unprotected from that. And I think that's why when I get into group situations and I get around new people, I'm quiet until I know that they can handle it. And a lot of people can't handle my level of emotion, what I'm going through. I was talking with a friend the other day how like I graduated from my therapist because 1, I had finished what we were working on, but 2, I got to a level of emotion and success and problem that she couldn't help me with anymore. And this happened when I published my first book, that I lost so many friendships because I published something. I self-published. I did a hybrid, like through a publisher, like did a hybrid contract with them. It was amazing. I published them and I could feel how so many people were not actually happy for my success. They were glad about what happened in the book and how it didn't turn out successfully for me. They were mad at the fact that I actually followed through with it and that it was, and really it's emotionally and like in your own limiting belief section, extremely difficult. The logistics of being published are so insanely easy that it's laughable. It is laughable at how easy and cheap it can be to publish a book. Keeping that in mind. But it's like a lot of people can't handle when you follow through with what they think about. I remember this happened when I split up from the kid's dad. That is like I lost my group of friends that way. Because it's like none of them were happy in their marriages, but nobody had the balls to leave. Same thing with like, and then like with that pocket, it's like everybody had all these big dreams, but nobody was like following through with their big dreams. And then I did, and it gets too much in them. The people that I have around me now are very much, I think that even if we've had conversations preemptively because I've learned my lessons from these ones about where my life is going, about the level of success that I'm going to achieve, about how they're going to feel about it, how I'm going to feel about it, where's our comfort zone. I feel like when they're because I think it'd be impossible not to get triggered, but it's like they can be both happy for me and also triggered, but like supported in that trigger and have a solution. Ha! As another Mercedes goes by. I'm seeing them everywhere now. So like that was all just like a very interesting experience. So now success has this reinforced pattern for me of having loss, of making people really uncomfortable. I think there's a part of me energetically, subconsciously, I'm holding back from advertising about the workshop or having a successful workshop because I don't want to be more successful than other people in the clinic, including the owners, because I still don't feel like I've been like accepted into there. Also knowing that like I don't think that's actually true, and 2, I actually don't really give a fuck, and 3, like I feel very that I have a deep calling for stepping into the leadership, into this matriarchal system. I'm like obsessed right now with finding good matriarchal systems. Do you know what came up in my journaling is how like King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table were a matriarchal system. And this came up because I'm going through the journaling prompts and through this unkinked and through the subconscious like reprogramming process, and knowing that like what I feel like I'm missing in my life is a protector, which I think is funny because I feel very protective and am very protective of my friends, of my family, and of my children. So like, why am I not allowing that for myself? I'm like, that's part of the matriarchal system. Like King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table was the image that I got into my head as I'm writing this, that they protected themselves, they protected each other, and they protected like their kingdom and community. That's the job. This is the system. I get to be both a protector and a provider and someone who's outwardly successful and does these things and follows through and makes these decisions. And I get to be someone who's really soft and intuitive and nourishing and heart-led, right? Like I get to be firm and kind. And this is like that beautiful metaphor. Like it's like the Lancelot and Guinevere. Like you get to be both. This is like the divine conscious coupling I'm looking for. It also came up in my journaling how I hold back from my success because I don't want to attract attention, which just like makes sense. Like, and it's not just about the negative attention or like negative comments or people not agreeing with what I said. One, because I don't believe that has to always happen, so I don't actually get a lot of it. And I also feel like I can absolutely handle that when that comes up because I've handled it multiple times before, but it's always really limited and I don't really feel like it's actually a big deal, and I don't take that kind of stuff personally. So it's not about like just the logistical attention that comes with it. It's like the positive attention, because I think, know, feel, believe, have seen that when I get to a level of success, then like a male partnership will drop in. And I've been working on being terrified of falling in love again because I don't want to be hurt, and I don't want to lose 3-4 of my years of life always being in grief every time someone inevitably leaves, right? Because it's like, if they don't leave me, they're gonna probably croak first. Unless it'd be great if we could just all die together. That would be horrifically appealing. But that's like the side of it. So like there's a part of me that's not wanting to be, this snow is amazing, this is like perfect snowman snow, that there's so much of me that is avoiding success because I don't want to attract that kind of attention. I don't want all these eyes on me. I like to be, but then, and that's what I'm getting out of it, I get to blame being under the radar or not having the enough of a positive attention, or like not stepping into that. I get to play the victim by blaming whatever on like, oh, well, I don't want it. I'm like, no, it is not my job to dim my light to make other people more comfortable. It is my job to step into leadership, to continue to make safe spaces for people to be themselves, to practice different things, and to create community. I'm really good at that. I'm so good at that when I get into a room that I can create safety for everybody. And this is my superpower as an empath, is that I create these safe spaces for people to be themselves and to be authentic, to be able to overshare, to be able to ask questions, to be able to be themselves to the point that they can either cry or swear at me, and not like at me, but being like that is so hard hitting, and you see me so well that the only thing I can tell you is to fuck off. Right? And I'm like, and also I see people so well and to the depth that I also get sworn at because I'm almost always right. Because I see what your trueness is in people. And this is this ability as an empath, and this beautiful thing as an empath. So it's just, I've had a lot of coffee today with my sister-in-laws, if you can tell, because I don't think I've actually taken a breath like that whole time. I had a great night with my parents. I was definitely feeling cranky yesterday. I'm feeling better today. I had a really good massage. I felt better after that. I asked the kids for help, which was good, and they were willing to do. It's funny because they're always like, we don't really have a choice. I'm like, yeah, but you get to choose your attitude about it, and they choose to have a good attitude, which I always appreciate from them. I had an everything shower. Do you know, as an upgrade that I actually did is I love my Kobo. This is my Kobo. Her name is Elphaba. I have had her for almost 12 years. I found her. I got her out for the trip because I'm going for a week-long trip. There goes my birthday on a license plate. Going to a trip with my family, and I wanted to make sure it still worked. I wanted to make sure it's loaded up, and I loaded up, and I'm like, my friend had mentioned this, how she keeps her in her car. So it's like, oh, when she's waiting for school pickups and all these things that she can read a book, I'm like, I'm going to put this in my purse. This is perfect. I don't want to be on my phone as much anymore, but I still want to be able to like read and enjoy myself. So I'm going to my Kobos in the car. I'm going to keep this journal in my purse too, so I don't have to like run out and purchase one every time I get a good idea, and don't follow my intuition of bringing my laptop this morning, which I'm actually glad about because I prefer to write than I do to type. And I'm reading this great book, and it's the same kind of style that like I want to do. It's a blizzard, man. You know what? The snow is beautiful till you have to drive home in it. So I'm just gonna pray right now for like a beautiful outcome. I got all my content ready to go. I got some upgrades that I need to do. Working on stuff. I've again booked a couple appointments, sold a couple different things. It's just wild how it's like all really coming together. We're just gonna go really slow, and we're gonna stay safe. Can you hear that? It's like hailing. What abundance. Tonight, I'm gonna enjoy being in a snowstorm. Because you know what I think about every time it snows or every time it sucks, the weather sucks, is that a long time ago, there was, and like trigger warning for this for MVA, that there was an accident that involved a hockey team and a bus. Like it's like the hockey players, and almost every single one of those young boys died in that bus crash. And I think, and I don't know why it's them, probably because it happened like in like similar weather. I think about how all those boys would give anything to be able to experience snow again. Or if I were to die tomorrow, this would be my last time experiencing snow. It's funny because I think about death all the time, but I think it really drives me to be present and to enjoy things to the level that I enjoy them. Because I've experienced loss before, heavy loss, and then also just knowing what's on the other side, and thinking about like, what if our lives right now are heaven? Like, what if this is heaven? Like, we don't know. It totally could be. How do I want to make this heaven experience? How do I want to be in this? And at the coffee shop today too, I was thinking about how Blackberry, like my Land Rover, it's this beautifully feminine energy that also allows me to be more masculine in this safe way. Like, she's supportive of me. Like, the Land Rover being that feminine energy for me isn't a bad thing. And I think there's a part of me that thought it was like that before, because I'm like, well, I don't want to be like a hustler and shit. It's like, I don't have to, like, this is my Guinevere and I get to be Lancelot. My thinking sometimes is so bizarre. But I also think it's one of the best things about me, and it's so much fun. I think I'm getting better and better at things being really weird. And I'm getting better and better at feeling shame, and I'm getting better and better at feeling excitement, and getting better and better at feeling gratitude and connection. Just want to make things better, right? I want to be able to have like integrity in every single area of my life and not just like continually perpetuate this story of being a failure. Because I've had to ask for financial help in the past, and I feel like there's a part of me that's like taking advantage of people or systems when really I'd be offering the same help to everybody else if I could. And I think that's kind of the drag about being an empath, is I can feel what everybody else's reactions are. So not only do I have to feel my own feelings, is that I also feel theirs. But I am very skilled and highly trained at dealing with all that. And now I get to show other people so that they don't have to continue to live their lives in this sort of story either. Like, we can stop all of this. We can stop all of this together. And I think that's just pretty cool. Okay. Day 7 tomorrow. Easy night tonight. Nice warm dinner. Enjoy the snowstorm. Have a great work day tomorrow. I'm going to do some astrology readings tonight. Maybe including my own. And just like feel the allowing of everything working out in my favor. Always.